Happy birthday, Andrew. It's Andrew's birthday on Saturday, so I wore a happy birthday crown for you. I love it. All right, so it is Fake Friday. I don't have the real Fake Friday at home. It's in school, so I made one. But so it's Thrilling Thursday, but it's our Fake Friday. And it's time to finish the Lucky Lottery. I'm so excited. Here we go. Chapter 10. Dink read the sign sticking out of the snowbank. Welcome to Blue Hills. The kids stopped and leaned on their ski poles. The sun shone on the spruce trees, turning their snowy branches to gold. The town can't be far now, Dink said. He looked at his watch. It's almost 8. Can we rest for a while, Josh asked. I feel like lying right down in the snow. We could, Dink said, but what if Dot cashes in the ticket while we're resting? She's probably still in bed, Josh grumbled. Where we should be. Ruth Rose laughed. Josh, would you still be in bed if you had a winning lottery ticket? Come on, I'll race you. Dink and Josh skied after Ruth Rose, and a few minutes later, they were on Main Street in Blue Hills. Let's ask where the lottery place is, Ruth Rose said, pointing to a gas station. The kids skied up to the office and peeked in the window. Dink saw a man reading a newspaper and sipping from a coffee mug. Dink tapped on the window, and the man got up and opened the door. Skis, the man said. Why didn't I think of that? My poor old truck nearly skidded into Indian River this morning. He knelt and patted Pal. Bet this fellow wishes he had some skis too. Can you tell us how to get to the lottery place, Dink asked. Sure can, the man said. He stepped outside and closed the door behind him. See that flashing light? That's Middle Street. Hang a right there, and about a half-mile up, you'll see the sign, Red Brick Building. He glanced at the kids. One of you is a winner? No, but a friend of ours is, Ruth Rose said. The man looked at his watch. Place must just be opening, he said. Thanks a lot, mister, Dink said. And they skied up the quiet white street. There were 2 cars in the parking lot in front of the lottery headquarters. One of the cars had pulled in next to a sign that said employee parking. The other car was right in front of the entrance. Josh peeked through the windows. Guys, take a look, he whispered. Dink and Ruth Rose skied over and looked in the car. Gum wrappers twisted into silver bow ties littered the floor and seats. Dot must be inside, Ruth Rose said. Hurry up, let's get in there. The kids took off their skis and left them in their poles outside the door. Josh told Pal to stay. Dink opened the door and the kids stepped inside. The room had a few chairs, a counter, and a row of filing cabinets. A Christmas song was coming from a radio on the shelf. On the same shelf, there was perched a video camera. The lens was aimed at the counter. A small sign read, all lottery transactions are taped for your safety. A man was standing at the counter with his back to the kids. He was wearing a puffy down coat. A ski hat was pulled down over his dark hair, and Dink could just see one end of a mustache. That guy looks like that guy looks like my picture of Joe, Josh hissed in Dink's ear. The man reached a hand into his pocket. When he pulled his hand out, something dropped to the floor. It was another silver bow tie. Just then a clerk approached the counter. She smiled at the kids and said, Good morning, I'll be right with you. The man turned around and Dink gasped. It wasn't a man at all. It was .com, wearing a wig and a fake mustache. .com recognized the kids. Her eyes widened in surprise, and then she turned quickly back to the clerk. Here's my ticket, she said. Now take my check for $7 million, please. The clerk nodded and slid a paper across the counter. If you'll just sign this. Stop, Dink yelled. She's a crook, and she stole that lottery ticket. The clerk's mouth dropped open. What do you mean? Who are you? We're friends of the ticket's real owner, Ruth Rose said. Yeah, and we can prove it's stolen, Josh threw in. .com sneered at the kids. I bought this ticket Friday and nobody can prove it. And nobody can prove I didn't. Yeah, Dink reported. Then why are my friend's fingerprints on it? Baloney.com said through her fake mustache. And your fingerprints are on the mantle where you stole the Christmas card, Ruth Rose said, pointing at .com. .com laughed. You know, crazy kid, I was wearing gloves. The clerk picked up the telephone. I'm calling the police, she said. Suddenly, .com charged toward the door. She flung it open and hurtled out into the snow. Josh ran after her, screaming, "Attack, pal!" When the kids got outside, .com was lying in the snow with her feet tangled in skis and ski poles. Pal was sitting on the thief's back, barking. Suddenly, two police cruisers roared into the parking lot. Officer Fallon stepped from one of them, Officer Keene from the other. "What's going on?" Officer Fallon asked. "She stole Lucky's lottery ticket," Dink said, pointing to .com, "and we have proof. Lucky's grandfather's fingerprints will be on the ticket." Josh pulled Pal away, and Officer Fallon helped .com to her feet. Her face was covered with snow. When she wiped the snow away, the mustache fell off. "What? Who is this character?" Officer Fallon asked. "Her name is .com," Dink said. "She's wearing a wig." Officer Fallon reached over and pulled at the wig. It came off, revealing .com's blonde hair. "Anything to say for yourself, miss?" Officer Fallon said. .com shook her head. Then hold out your hands," Officer Fallon snapped on a pair of handcuffs. Officer Keene led .com to his cruiser. Just then the clerk came bustling out of the office holding the lottery ticket. "What should I do with this?" she asked. "It's a $7 million winner." Officer Fallon looked at Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose. "Would you kids like a ride to Lucky's house?" he asked. 5 minutes later, the cruiser pulled up in front of the 33 Robin Road. The kids and Pal piled out, followed by Officer Fallon. Lucky and his 6 brothers and sisters were building snow people in their yard. They all came running over to the cruiser. "Are you going to arrest us?" Josephine asked. Her cheeks and nose were red as her mittens. Officer Fallon patted Josephine on her head. "No, but Dink has something to give your big brother." Dink grinned and handed the $7 million winning ticket to Lucky. "Merry Christmas," he said. Lucky took one look at the ticket and then fell over in the big snow. "Pig pile!" Ben O'Leary yelled, and all 6 redheads leaped on top of Lucky. The end. We finished our second read aloud from me reading to you at home. So when we meet, we're going to choose our new book to read, and then we'll start it after vacation. And guys, guess what? It's Friday, so it's time for our dance party. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you later.